Hey everybody, gonna be waiting for Cmac as he's poolside and cooking with Swiss here. Bear with us. And I've got some bad weather here, so I'm cooking on this little ceramic Japanese grill today. Let me get Cmac in here. Hey everybody, waiting on Cmac, and there he is poolside. He obviously found the bartender.
You know what? It's a rough life, but I actually had to walk up to the hotel bar to get, and they took care of me. Let me just a shout out to the hotel bar at the Saguaro. I should be okay for at least our podcast.
So you got 30 minutes in you.
I got 30 beers in 30 minutes.
Now let's see how I get Swiss on here. Or we can talk a little bit about the week while we wait for him here.
Absolutely. So here's what I'll ask you. You've been killing it. Um,
Thank you.
Craig's nude. Um, Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, you've been killing it lately, dude. So I haven't cooked much in the last week. I've been traveling. I'm out here in Scottsdale. So what? Tell everybody what you've been cooking, and just in case they haven't seen all that
Well,
fantastic stuff.
I've kind of been blessed with the food I've gotten over the last week or so. I got a nice package from North 40 Beef, some beautiful Wagyu that I've been cooking up. So and then Sterling Caviar sent us a sturgeon and some amazing caviar as well. So I made a nice little ribeye breakfast sandwich with a quail egg and a little caviar on top. So I got a little fancy on that one. But just, I mean, when you're given such quality food to cook with, it's hard to mess up, to be honest.
Yeah, but listen, I mean that's the nice stuff. But you took it to a whole nother level. I mean, daily some beautiful stuff
Well,
coming through. So
you know what's fun here, and when we get Swiss on too, I saw something he did where he did a steak with onions and jalapenos, and so I'm like, I got to do that. Then I did that, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do that on the Art of Flame, and then charge some French bread and make a cheese blanket to go over it, and oh, those cheese steaks were incredible. But it was all really inspired by Swiss and a cook he did earlier in the week. So
he is inspiring. That's the fun thing
let me
about
get Swiss
this.
on here.
Look at this. It's a little quiet out at the pool today, but that's
No
okay.
water aerobics, huh?
No, that happens at about midnight.
Hey, Swiss.
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Good, good.
Craig, how you living, baby?
So 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 Swiss, let me just tell you, and we had a little teaser about an hour ago. I've had 47 gin and tonics out at the pool. Um, they ran out of gin, so I got enough beers in this bucket to last me hopefully through this podcast. And just not not to get too much information here, guys, but if I happen to leave my little poolside and get in the pool, it's just because I got to pee. So you know,
Hey,
got
man. Well, make sure you're tall enough so you don't have to wear a life jacket or anything after
got it.
43 drinks. I want to know, are you hitting a high score? Are you setting a personal record at the club or what?
I'm trying to step up my game.
What's the current record at?
You know what? I didn't ask, but I'm pretty sure I'm way past it.
He's got that 6'9" frame that can hold a lot.
Yeah, exactly. No, officer, it's just 42. I'm good.
That's right. My level of alcohol consumption is relative to my height. And by the way, it's 6'10". All right. I know I'm at my age.
Oh,
I'm heading
He
back
shrunk a
down.
little. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
give him that inch.
I gotta hang on to every inch that I got. That's
that's.
for
Yeah.
sure.
I used to be 6 foot. I'm now down to 5'11", so I feel your pain. But
Look at okay. Bridget's saying shut the hell up. Show us what's on the grill. So,
all
do we
right.
do we want to jump into it?
Yeah, why don't we? We'll while we cook, since you're there, why don't you ask Swiss some questions that we all want to know, and he can cook at the same time. and if I have anything valuable to say, I'll jump in. So you might not hear much from me, is what I'm saying, basically. But
This
but
might be the
I'll
best
cook.
show
I'm
ever.
actually Swiss. What are you gonna cook?
Uh-oh. He's
Oops, he
got
froze for a second. I'll say what
this.
I'm gonna cook. I was gonna cook on the Art of Flame plancha, but due to the rain all day and rain that's gonna go on while we're doing this, I'm cooking this lovely ribeye here, and I'm using a technique that I saw from Swiss. Let me get him back in here.
You know, Swiss is in, I believe, the Houston area. So, A, his phone heats up and freezes a lot, and B, I think he's on like AOL dial-up. So,
Yeah, the
let's,
dial-up will kill you.
yeah.
But I'm doing the ribeyes. I'm doing it on this little porcelain grill that I'll show you in a little bit, where I've already got the pan on top of it up to over 500 degrees.
Holy
And
cow.
I'll be doing a little mayonnaise on the outside for the sear, which I saw that first time on Swiss's account. And interesting way to do it, fun little way to do it. You know, always try something different.
You know
So
what? I've seen the mayonnaise thing a lot. I have yet to try it, so I'm glad you're going there.
see if I got them here now. Hold on one second.
Yep. And everybody else, guys, I'm going to be scrolling through some names. Appreciate you all joining us. We got Rob's Barbecue from over on the other side of the pond. There he is.
We
There
got
he is.
What's
Cmac.
up? What's up, guys? Hey,
Hey,
I think we forgot to pay the internet bill. So we're good. I got the neighbor's Wi-Fi, so we're good.
we told them all about your dial-up, so no problem.
Oh, good. I don't
Yeah.
have to talk then.
Hey, just so we know, I told them I'm doing a little ribeye here on the little ceramic grill because I don't have the Art of Flame due to the rain today.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna do the mayonnaise on the outside for the sear.
Whoa, the mayonnaise
That's a
sear.
Swiss original that I picked up.
Oh,
But
well, you
so
might
what
get
are you
some
doing?
people might hate you for
Yeah, that's all right. I'll get over it.
it.
What are you doing?
So I'm going back to the roots. Like I had a super busy day. I told you about it earlier,
Yeah.
and I just kind of getting to do what I wanted to do. So I'm going to see, like since like reverse sears came out, there's like 100 billion different ways to cook a
Yep.
steak. I want to go old school, test my knowledge. I got a big boy ribeye, and I want to cook this thing just direct. And I was like a little too hot, so I'm actually cooking it elevated direct on the egg. And I'm not gonna use a thermometer or anything. Kind of one of those. I want to see if I still got it, because I feel like today's time there's so many thermometers, sous vide ovens. I was like, all right, let's see if we can still do this. This is how we used to do it. Let's have fun with it.
Sometimes I'll tell you, just knock the horns off it, give it a quick sear. It's ready
Exactly.
to eat, Swiss. I
There's
mean,
wipe the horns, or slice the horn, wipe its ass, run it through the fire.
yep, there you go. All right, I'm gonna have my guy pick up here and show what I'm cooking. We'll talk through it. Cmac, why don't you ask questions to Swiss while we're doing it? And if anybody has any questions for any of us, just ask and Cmac will relay it to us.
Listen, I got a rule though. When I've had 47 gin and tonics, I'm only going to relay good questions. So don't ask any stupid questions. All right.
Aren't you asking the questions?
I've got some of my own, but hopefully our audience, I think it was up to 759, if I'm reading that right.
Yes, absolutely.
Hopefully they got some questions. So let me just first say this, just in case anybody doesn't know this guy. The man, the myth, the guy with the best hair on Instagram, and we'll get into that later. Chris Robertson, Swiss, cooking with Swiss.
Jealous.
Super glad that, I know you had a super busy day. You're fresh off of work. I'm glad you were able to join us. So as we're starting to get things rolling, why don't you kind of tell the folks, how you got into this cooking thing and transition to, cooking for people and on Instagram and so forth.
Awesome, man. Well, appreciate the introduction. Hopefully you guys don't lose too many followers today. And love both of y'all. I've always been into cooking. It's always, kind of been in my blood. In our business, we have to do a lot of entertaining. We're in the oil and gas business. We do, hunting, fishing, and we always have a lot of clients down. And my dad was always kind of known as like the rib guy. Like homeboy could just cook some ribs like none other. And and everyone would know him, like, for his ribs. Like, hey, I want some of JR's ribs. And, like, for me, like, I thought that was, like, the coolest thing. I'm like, man, my dad's like an action figure. It's JR ribs, I want to be that guy. So, like, I would have just kind of just had this huge obsession with cooking because I was like, everybody would always talk about him. So, naturally, like, I wanted people to talk about me and my ribs. And so that was the first thing I started asking. I was like, hey, how do I cook ribs? And that was the very first thing I ever learned how to cook. And then I realized the more I started asking my dad how to cook ribs, my dad developed a new recipe, how to cook ribs in 1 hour. So I would stop asking questions. And
Ah,
so we were like just old school grill ribs. But that's kind of like what like began like my love for cooking. Like my dad can cook anything on the grill. My mom can bake anything. And my sister can make reservations. Like between those three, we got it all covered.
you got it all
And
covered,
we
all
got it all
bases.
covered. And what kind of got me kicked off, I used to mess around. Like I'd always just kind of like just screw with my wife, and she had this giant like fake fur like nighttime gown, and I used to just call her. I mean, she's Puerto Rican with brown skin, but she has this white fur jacket, so I would just call her White Panda, and I would just fuck with her all the time. Oh, there we go. That's a mayo smear. Talking
Yeah.
about White Panda, and so on Snapchat, I was just kind of getting in her face like White Panda is now flipping some cookies, and I'm over here cooking a steak, and people were just loving it, and I was just kind of messing with her, and then I got on Instagram one day and I saw a lot of guys cooking. I was like, hey man, maybe I can kind of do this. And when my kid was born and I was up in the late hours of the night or whatever, I would just really just go down the rabbit hole of Instagram, and that's really what kind of got me started on there. And I just started posting and becoming friends with everybody and just got rolling with it.
Now,
Well,
Swiss,
well,
when you do the mayo sear, you use the light mayo, right?
I don't think I own anything
I'm
light
just
in
kidding.
my house.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I don't,
that's
I don't understand that light mayo thing. But so about the mayo, as I'm scrolling through the questions, so Jeff Jones 150 asks, who started the mayo thing and what does it do to the steak? So Chris, what your thoughts on the whole mayo crust?
So, I mean, it creates a great binder between the seasoning and the steak, one. Two, essentially, mayonnaise is just fat,
Fat.
oil, egg. I remember like my grandma who really didn't do that much cooking, but she would do some grilled cheeses. And back in the day, she's from South Louisiana, a little town called DeRitter. That's my little kid. And she used to put mayonnaise on the bread on grilled cheese. And it'd be golden brown. You would never even know. And I actually saw someone else do it on a steak one time. And I was like, let's try this out. It's essentially all it is oil.
Yep.
And I began it. It had this most like beautiful golden brown sear. And I was like, man, this is,
Uh,
a lot easier than butter and a little bit cheaper than butter. And it comes out. I'll have to wait for it to soften up.
I'll tell you, I've never done a mayo sear. I was doing this in honor of you, but look at that, right?
It's
Hey,
already.
isn't that
All
a great crust?
I mean, that's incredible. So,
Dude, it's
and I wonder, and with the taste, I wonder if you even taste it in the cook or not.
so I never really tasted it. Now, like let's say if you don't get all the mayonnaise seared, obviously you're gonna have a bite. That's gonna get on the side of your lip. That's gonna taste a little bit like mayonnaise. Like that's naturally gonna happen. But I did try it the other day. I was kind of doing like some experiments, and pinkies up, baby. and and I was doing some experiments, and I did it with truffle oil. You see that everywhere. The truff mayo.
Yep.
And if to each its own. If you like truffles, one thing. If you don't like truffle, you're never gonna like it. And I did it with the truff mayo, and you could actually taste a little bit of a truff infused in each bite without the mayonnaise. So it was kind of a cool concept. But like I said, if you don't like truffle sauce, you're not gonna like the truff mayo with a steak. And that was the only time I could really taste like something extra added to the steak when I did that type of searing.
I'll tell you, that sear, the crust on that right now.
Dude,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
great golden brown crust.
you're in Crust City, baby.
What do you-
This is
Dave-
my little ceramic grill that I'm doing underneath.
Dude, I love
the
that.
rain today too.
Dude, tell me more about that bad boy. It looks
I'll
like
tell you what.
it looks like a Yeti that's been converted.
It's fun. I have lump charcoal in there. The pan's at about 570 right now too. So
Oh, good. That's good grilling.
That's what I was about to ask, because that's like a minute and 30 seconds on, and you
Yeah.
got a fat crust. That's fantastic. Hey, Hey, Swiss, before I forget, your boys says fellow oil field trash in Houston, B Tender is giving you a shout out. He's an oil field guy.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Although,
I
interesting Instagram name, B.Tender, because Dave, before he started his backyard barbecue, he was actually going to be D. I just lost my train of thought. I had a good one. Oh,
The 47th gin and tonic made him lose that joke.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you're in double digits, like you're in double digits times 4, like that's impressive, Craig.
no,
I'm pretty sure it was to my benefit he forgot that one, by the way.
Like if you drink a water, your body's gonna collapse now.
No, I'm not going there. So let's rewind that. So actually, Dave was going with D Grinder was going to be his Instagram.
I can't find any girls on here.
It was going to be so good if I could have got it out the first time. Anyway, so let's transition. So great story with your family and everything. Where did the whole Instagram thing and cooking on social media stuff kind of happen? How'd that transition happen?
So I was just kind of watching, like, kind of from like Snapchat, because I would do it on Snapchat, and everyone seemed to always really enjoy it. And everyone would kind of like, hey, Swiss, that was funny. I enjoyed it. So I kind of started like branching out into Instagram. And I really didn't really know that much about Instagram more than like the regular person a few years ago. And my wife's company, she does hair, and everyone in her salon always posts their hair pictures, and their accounts they're huge. And I was like asking them about that, and that really kind of like, I saw all the stuff they were doing with it. And I was like, that's what kind of got me more interested. I was like, oh, wow, you could really reach a lot of people and have events. And that kind of sparked my interest, like, all right. And then I just started kind of cooking. And anyone that's done Instagram for a little while, you realize it's more than just cooking. It is videography. It's editing. It is tasting. Like, it's a whole lot. But I loved it because I'm just an addict. And I was just looking for the best there every time.
Yeah, all that, and then you got to go with some nudity too. That always kind of gets it.
Oh, dude, I can't. My OnlyFans, I'm putting you on the cover, Craig.
Talking about losing followers. So listen, you talked about your wife and the hair and everything. So listen, I've said this ever since I kind of first saw you and was just, I mean, I'm mesmerized, and not in a creepy way, Chris, but mesmerized. Maybe a little bit creepy. Mesmerized by what I thought was the best hair on Instagram, but barbecue. But I learned something talking to you. You have got the third best hair in your household.
Yeah, I'm sitting with bronze, and I'm 3 for 3 in my, or I'm number 3 out of 3 in my house. I'm at the bottom. I have the most normal hair in my house. So we'll go places like that's why I love coming on Instagram, because everyone's like, Swiss, I love your hair. And I'm like, yes, I finally got that. I got that recognition. It's my time. And then my wife, like, we go out in public, and it's like, hey, Shrek, can you move to the side? Your wife, amazing hair. Your daughter, amazing hair. Where the fuck do you come from?
Yeah. So best hair on Instagram, third best hair in your house.
Oh yeah, dude. I got the worst hair in my house. Like, it's funny because anytime we're in public with other people, they always talk about my wife's hair, and I'm just like, hey, yeah, I got something going on here. And you wouldn't believe how many people ask to touch her hair. Like, that's like the craziest thing. Like, the most random place, people are like, hey, can I touch your hair? And my wife's like, this isn't a petting zoo.
No, listen, and this isn't the 47 Gin and Tonics talking. When we get a chance to meet, I will be running my fingers through your hair. Again, not in a creepy way.
I mean, if I get some people to like it, just go with it.
Hey, so while you guys are talking there, this little ceramic grill heats up pretty quick. And look at the crust on that other side, too. So I'm going to taste a little bite before I put on some mushroom.
I love that.
Well, oh, man.
What you think?
I got to tell you, all I taste is my rub and the crust and no mayo. And that was a quick cook, too, with the heat.
Yeah, so like you said, you don't taste any mayonnaise at all.
The crust is amazing. I'm going to try that again.
You got how many steaks you got over there?
What's that?
So how many steaks you cooking over there?
On this big thing here was one at a time. I'll do another one a little later, but I'm going to eat this one now. I was smart enough to throw a bunch of chicken wings at my family earlier, so the ribeye is.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, ribeye is my favorite word in the English language. We're kind of here for me. But I also, much like I've seen a lot of yours, you also got to add the onions and mushrooms.
You got any jalapenos in there?
Oh,
No
yeah.
jalapenos in this one, though.
God, that was a game changer. Whenever I did that video last week, I wasn't the jalapenos were just bonus. I was just like, I want to do some onions, almost like a steak Salisbury. And I saw the jalapenos. I was like, I need to get rid of these. I was like, I bet that would go good together. And then I just went down the rabbit hole and just started hitting the cumin, the dales, Lee and Perrins, and just went all out. Then I was upset because we didn't have any orange juice. But I was like, oh, that's maybe getting too much like skirt steak. But I love the jalapeno and onion is so good together.
That's what I loved about. That's what I love about watching your posts, because you don't always do everything. Typically, you go outside the box.
I try. Yeah, it's not.
So when I saw that is when I mentioned. I think maybe before you were on, or maybe when your dial-up froze for a second. I was talking about my steak and cheese I did. It was basically inspired from your cook, where I threw the jalapenos and onions together.
Yeah.
And threw it on, and then made a cheese blanket on my French bread. And I'll tell you, the jalapenos and the steak and cheese is a game changer.
Dude, it really is so good. It's as simple as it is. The most simplest ingredients are the best. They really are.
Well, not much you need to do for the jalapeno to give it a little kick and great flavor when you get a nice char on it, too.
I just want to watch Craig pour drinks. That looks good, baby.
That's the only way I can break into this love affair. So hey, listen, we got some comments coming in here. Let me kind of go back a little bit. So our boy Nick is laughing at me constantly. Owen, I saw Owen says the key to Swiss's hair is also male. Love that.
It is. I put a little bit in every morning.
There was something. Oh, Downtown DB 1984 says, watching from the home of Tri-Tip here in Cali, so I'm assuming you're in the Santa Maria area, where my old college roommate was from. And he said, Chris, you use the Suzy Q again.
I haven't lately. That's nothing against Suzy Q. It's a great rub. It's just sometimes I just kind of grab the first one that I see, and I do a lot with Reload. I got a couple of those tanks, and I think my wife's gonna kill me if I don't start making some room in the pantry. So I'm trying to just kind of go through seasonings right now. But I love that Suzy Q, so I'll have to try that again.
Nice.
Let me switch all over here for a second.
Yeah, break it down. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah. Oh, my dog just went inside.
Don't mind me, I'm just eating.
So I got a big old Costco ribeye on there that was actually frozen this morning, so thawed it out. And then we're sitting. I had the grates lower, but it was just hotter than I wanted it to be because the steak didn't get to sit out as long as I wanted to. So I was too worried if I had it too low, I was gonna get too much of a char on the outside without the inside being cooked all the way. It was gonna be even beyond blue.
Nice.
So I'll put the elevated rack on there, but it's still just elevated direct going on right there. And we've had so much rain out here that I had to try to find some dry charcoal without having to run to the other side of the house.
Oh wow! So Chris, you said you defrosted the steak. So here's another thing: have you ever cooked a frozen steak?
I have. I did that. So when I did my steak challenge, I was trying to do steaks every different way.
Yep.
And on doing the lives, and I did a frozen steak from frozen stage to finish, all on the grill. And the trick for that was just cooking it in direct, just at really low temperatures. And then I've done the completely frozen mayonnaise sear as well, back in January. Where I did that with the sous vide, and that's kind of like cheating. So
Yeah.
Dave, how you doing up there, baby?
Oh man, I gotta tell you, the sear on this. I mean, I've got almost a brown, crunchy, and still a medium rare in the middle, and it gave it quicker than even with oil or something or butter that you're throwing in the pan. It's
money.
I have to admit, the first time I saw it, I thought you were crazy too. Then when I talked to you the other day, I realized you are, but a fun
Yeah.
crazy. So, I mean, I'm glad I tried this, and we'll be trying it again probably after I finish this one in an hour.
Yeah, I mean, you recognize your own kind. I mean, we got a hell of like a three-way going here. We got Craig hitting drinks, you eating ribeye. Like this is the perfect combo.
Right?
I got one on the grill.
I need to get some food though.
Now that I
No,
can
you
see
don't.
again, show us another peek there of what you're doing.
So I'm notorious. I've only gone about 1 or 2 lives without burning my phone. So we're on elevated. Oh, actually, I don't know if you're talking to me or Craig because his views look a little better. But we got elevated direct going ribeye on right here. Craig,
Swiss,
why are you?
what? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'll say, what's going on in Arizona?
So I lived in Arizona. So I live in New England right now, born and raised Californian, but I lived here in Arizona from my late 30s to late 40s and love it here. Still got a lot of friends. So once things started opening up, I booked a quick flight out here, came out to Scottsdale on Tuesday, been hooking up with friends and having a good time, and I fly back tomorrow morning. So
You play
yeah,
any golf while you're there?
you know what? I am one of the few of my ex-basketball friends. I don't play golf.
What?
Yeah,
That's
I know,
okay.
but I do.
He saves his money for good meat.
And
Craig's always got the meat.
listen, 47 gin and tonics don't come cheap, too.
Dude, I
Especially
cannot. Literally, I told this to you guys the other day. I feel like I'm on a sports show. Really, like you are Dan Patrick, you are Mike and Mike. Like I feel like we're just about to go around the horn here and just start talking sports. Like you guys sound so perfect together.
This is just like sports, but a barbecue jam. We got
Yeah,
going
exactly.
on. Yeah.
It's like, all right, spin it. Okay, charcoal, go.
I do have to share something that just occurred. Unfortunately, I think my wife might have been watching our podcast because my son came out with a plate, and where I sliced my steak in half, now I only have half.
You got a quarter now.
So I got it taken away to where I'm just down to that much. So I've got to keep the rest. Now if my daughter ends up jumping on the podcast and seeing it too, the rest is gone. So I better.
It's over. It's over.
All right. So hey, listen. So Swiss, you mentioned it for a second. I was going to ask you kind of, you're kind of known as the steak guy. I know you cook a lot of other stuff. You can pretty much cook anything. But you mentioned the 30-day steak challenge. For those that maybe haven't been following you for a long time, tell us about that. That's interesting.
So it was back in July, and I was getting close to 10,000 followers at the time. And I was like, I wanted to do something for my followers and kind of like make it like really just a fun, big party. Something that hasn't been done before that I think I could do it. Because I was like, put me on a 30-day diet. I can't do that. That's not going to happen. But I was like, you know what? 30 days of steak. We might be able to do this here. And so I just kind of, I put out a story. It was like, hey, do you guys want to see a 30-day steak challenge? And like 99% said yes. My wife and my doctor were the only two no's. And so I talked to a few companies, and they just hooked it up. Like, Chris, yeah, this sounds like a great idea for you. This, we can't really say this is a smart decision, but you should try it. And I had a few different companies that helped out, sponsor the event. And then I brought on a bunch of people onto lives, kind of like what we're doing. And we did live steak cooks, and we were trying to do, every different way. Or my goal was to try to cook steaks a different way because I just didn't want to post 30 pictures of steak, like I do now. I wanted to actually have like videos and, conversations with everyone. So we had some great guests come on. Nick actually closed it out with me. And I did steak 30 days straight. Anything that was kind of steak related, like flank steak, skirt steak, ribeye. I even did like the Walmart steaks, and I want choice, because steak can get expensive as well. And
By the way, not to interrupt you there, but one of your ways you make steak, which I just did with the mayo, my wife on the line is posting that she said, I loved it, and she won't eat anything with mayo. So it just
Really?
couldn't taste mayo at all.
That's awesome.
We love the crust of it. So that's a true
awesome.
testament right there, because I love mayo as it is anyway. The cheese
Yeah.
hates mayo and
That's
tried it
awesome.
and liked
That's
it. So
well, like I'm so glad she like made that comment because you try to tell people that don't like mayo, you try to tell them that, and it's visual. You eat with
right.
your eyes, and so it's like I completely understand. It's like if you know how this is made, you're not gonna like it. But if you
Listen,
know,
I don't trust people who I don't trust people who don't like mayo. I don't trust people who don't like cilantro. There's something wrong with these people.
yeah, there's you don't have
Come
that
on.
minty gene, huh?
I have so much fun with Craig, yet somehow I lose 30 followers every week. I'm on.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Hey, it's about quality, not
Yeah.
quantity.
Listen, I'm
Actually,
putting.
one of the episodes you're going to have to see that we'll have coming up later, and I
Yes.
know you've seen the video of Craig with the flambadou.
Yes, that is an
Now,
amazing video.
we're gonna have another guy on with a flambadou as well, and I'll just sit back and enjoy. But that's how I would have, if I was Craig, I would have finished off these steaks with some bone marrow dripping through the flambadou.
That would have been amazing. I want Craig to narrate my life, just kind of like a Morgan Freeman, but Craig.
Listen, everybody's got to have their gig, right? For me, it's flambadou. I didn't get 43 followers just from my good looks. That's the only bag of tricks that I got is a little, fire and frickin' brimstone. Oh, and this pour too. I got this pour.
You got amazing form right there with that pour.
Thank you. I have not spilled anything yet.
Oh, you stopped it at the perfect time too.
Dude, I was watching that.
And it was a no look. It was a no look pour. We'll give you credit.
I'm a professional. Hey, so something else kind of totally off the subject. So as we're talking, I'm getting notifications and stuff. And our good friend, Captain Ron Dimplemeyer, we know Ron. We love Ron. Ron's always complaining because when Dave and I just started this little podcast, he's always complaining to us that, why are you doing it on a Thursday? I got to do my Fogo videos all Thursday. I don't have time to join. I really want to join you guys, blah, blah, blah. And I've seen like 47 likes pop up, not on our podcast, but 47, Captain Ron, liked an Art of Flame thing. So he's out there, he's liking posts, yet he's not on watching our podcast. I got a bone to pick.
That hurts, Captain.
Yeah.
That hurts.
I mean, bring him on, dude. We could go. Hey, we'll go around the horn right now.
Yeah.
Say, where are you?
Listen, if somebody out there will shoot Captain Ron a message, tell him Cmac has got 47 gin and tonics in him, and he's pissed. Get on. See, I just saw another one. Look at it. Captain Ron comment on a post you're tagged on. He's all over Instagram right now, except watching us.
He's a working man. He's working.
How's that steak coming?
All right, so I think we're getting good.
You're trying to change the subject on me, I see. Okay, go ahead. Transition.
I'm going to let it go ahead and sit. I think it's kind of weird because, like reverse sear, you're so used to getting the sear, but my grill was so hot, and I don't really want to mess with the grates, so I'm just kind of trying to roll right now. I didn't ever get that hardcore sear with it, but I feel like also I don't have the equipment to do a hardcore sear right now, but it's smelling good. And I kind of I'm really jealous of you or envious I didn't do a mayo sear right now.
I got to tell you, for this little ceramic grill with a little cast iron on top of it, got it up to 570 and bam.
Dude, how many? So you got a lot of grills back there, Dave. How many whips you got with those things now?
This is just the deck. I've got a whole backyard back there through the trees with much more.
So you're putting Ace Hardware out of business by yourself, or you're keeping them in business. One of the two.
I'm not sure most of mine could come from Ace Hardware, but
Swiss, he's got a bunch of grills out there beyond the fence in the woods that his wife doesn't even know about. That's the only reason he can keep on getting those.
She's like, well, come on, keep it down.
By the way, speaking of earlier, you mentioned your doctor didn't want you to do the 30-day challenge.
Yes.
You know what you do when a doctor tells you need to cut back your steak intake?
What do you do?
Change doctors.
That's
it's that simple. I mean, come on.
I went to the doctor 2 days ago, and he took my blood pressure, and he just looked at me and goes, Chris, what's up? It's like, I don't know, man. I had a Red Bull and a coffee on my way over. And he's like, well, you're going to die. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm not going to change. So we get past this. And he's like, you want to get on the scales? I'm like, no, I don't want to get on the scales. No, thank you. It's just going to say fat. I know that. And so,
You know what? Listen, I know
Spotty by barbecue.
I know this is going to be controversial, but, doctors are judgmental bastards, all right? You don't always have to listen to them.
hey, they don't know everything.
Right? Come on. So Swiss, tell us about what's in the future for Swiss. What, do you want to just keep on having fun with this thing? Are you looking to be a full-time grilling barbecue influencer? What do you want to do with this whole social media gig?
Yeah, I've kind of thought about that several times, and I don't have the answer yet. I'm enjoying the ride right now, and so I'm just going to keep riding that wave. If it ever got to an opportunity when, I got consistent enough or, it presented itself, then it'd be fun to kind of test it out. But right now, I don't think I'm anywhere close to that. So it's kind of fun because sometimes when you take it too serious, you lose the fun in it.
Right.
And you start hating it. And I've been there before, and I didn't enjoy Instagram. I really got burnt out. So whenever I started reeling it back and hanging out and being more social, I started having fun again and cooking the way I wanted to. And it's like a tough thing. It's do you want to cook for you or for Instagram?
Yeah,
And it's a very tough challenge.
I love what I see on your account. I mean, I like getting inspired by other people with stuff. Yours is one of the accounts that I like to go to and just see what's going on. I know I'm going to have fun watching the video. And everything that I look at and go, what's he thinking? If I try it, I'm like, wow.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
So do what you do because I love it. And anybody out there who's not following him, give him a follow. You won't regret it. It's entertaining. It's great food. What else do you want out of life? Come on.
I appreciate that, Dave. I really
notice
do.
Something scrolled through while we were talking. Somebody's wife said that he has too many. I think they were talking about smokers or grills or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that might have been my wife saying that. So, we'll have to talk later. But she was the one who showed me the last 1,000-gallon smoker that we have here.
Oh,
she
yeah?
sent me a picture of it and said, hey, this is available. I said, okay. She didn't tell me that didn't mean I shouldn't get it. So the next day when it was in our yard, it was really her fault when you think about it.
Did she have a birthday coming up?
Actually, her birthday's coming up real soon. Maybe I should get her a smoker.
Hey, baby, you mentioned this smoker. I knew you were really saying you wanted one for yourself.
June 5th. June 5th's her birthday. I better get on that quick so it gets here in time.
Yeah. You might have to put it together for her.
You listen. Your wife is a saint. That's all I got to say.
Oh, she is. Definitely.
So, Swiss, how's that steak coming? What's going on over there?
So, I'm just letting it rest right now. We could tear into it, and it's been resting about 4.5 minutes. But
I don't want all the juices to run out on you. Was just asking.
That's all right. And outside every steak looks great. If you didn't know that, never photograph a steak outside. So yeah, we're kind of looking gray, but I promise you it's not gray.
The best thing about
Oh no, we can see that. That's beautiful. Yeah, the sun kind of washes that out, but we can see that beautiful medium rare.
Thank you. So that's
without the thermometer thrown in.
All right, so we got to do the Swiss bite.
Yes.
Little fist pump.
Oh,
there we go.
Oh,
there
yeah.
That actually is really good. That's really good.
Ribeye. Is there much better?
No, there's not.
There's
not. I will have that argument. Like, I love lamb chops and ribeyes all day. That's my meal.
I gotta tell you, lamb.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I have these good friends here that I discovered, and since then I've gone nuts with lamb, and even
give
lamb
shout
shoulder
out.
that I smoked,
give
and
shout
I did
out.
one on rotisserie. But Billy Doe meats.
Give Billy Doe some love.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
And I was at their place to see how they do their goats. And lambs, and it's incredible.
Really? Oh man, I would totally geek out. I love it.
I gotta hook you up with them. I'll get you to where you got to give them a try because I'll tell you what, it was like trying lamb again for the first time with how good it was.
Well, now, so you did the lamb shoulder or lamb?
Everything. I mean,
oh man, I'm a hardcore lamb racks, but I'm not scared.
Well, lamb shoulder, you smoke the lamb shoulder, unbelievable. And
really?
then you do it on the rotisserie and slice it when it's medium rare, unbelievable. I mean, so many ways, but their lamb loins and everything else is so good.
And
I'm
the
not
goat.
doing an advertisement for them. I just like their stuff. I mean, I'll stop now, but I'll
yeah, you're getting pretty fired up. I love that. I definitely want to check it out.
No, the lamb and the goat. The goat was incredibly surprisingly good.
And your doctor would like you to eat it. Do you know
goat
is actually better than chicken
it's
for
leaner.
you? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you did 30 days of,
goat.
Well, let's say 20 days of ribeyes and 10 days of goat, you're doing good. I mean,
I'm gonna be so broke. No, it's goat. Yeah, I'm down. I love it. I do want to do another one of those challenges, but I remember, like one of my buddies is a doctor as well, and he called me, and he's like, dude, in good conscience, I cannot tell you should do this. Like I was on day 14. He's like, seriously, dude, you're overweight. This really isn't a good thing for you to be doing. I'm like, all right, well, looks like I got to go by and just gotta. It's like it's in the bag. We're doing it.
Yeah. Salt and Fire, by the way, I think he got some of Billy Doe's goat chops. He just said they were so good.
I believe
so you got to try those too. So.
Yeah, my comments I think have frozen. So if there's anything going in there, my last comment was B Tender saying asshole steak eater with us hungry. So that's mine froze. I don't know, but
that might have been a direct message to you, Craig.
I think
that could be.
I saw that comment earlier and kind of grinned at it because I hadn't even showed my steak yet, and Dave was the only one cooking.
I'll tell you, I could sit here and talk to you guys for hours.
Yeah.
But this was fun. And Swiss, thanks so much for joining us for today's quick podcast here and doing a quick cook, especially after a crazy day. Again, one of the kings of steak on Instagram.
Yes.
Number 1 here on Instagram. Number 3 in his house.
Great.
And we'll let you go so you can enjoy the rest of your steak and spend some time with your family. Craig, you hang out at the pool and say hello to the bartender for us.
Hold on, I got a few more to go.
And a few left there before he has to go back. And just remember, hey, we do this to have fun, and we're gonna have next 2 weeks from today. We have Art of Flame on.
Yeah, they don't know it yet, but yes,
we'll let them know they're on. And I'll tell you, that's one of the things with all the cooks. You said the cooks I did this last week. So many different ways you can cook on that just keeps it creative and fun too. So, but remember, have fun. Swiss, thanks so much.
Swiss, we appreciate it, brother. We appreciate it.
Remember, spread
love through barbecue, baby. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining.
Easy, guys. Thanks
guys. Thanks for letting me come on.
All right, guys.